Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of Final Fantasy X-2.
Gibble!
I got careless.
We're just here in the
Are you
middle of a
alright?
little cutscene,
I could use
but
a
I'll
nap.
talk to you once it's over.
Where's Nuge?
He went ahead.
Guess she couldn't stay away.
I never said where I would wait.
Well then please, take care of Gibble.
You dare give me an order?
Look, we'll tell Nuge you're waiting like a good girl and doing your part for the team.
All right, I'm in.
Hey, Dr. P. A gift from Nuge. It's from 2 years ago. Said it was inside the sphere camera.
I'll watch it later.
Hey, you should watch it now. Think about it. You know you won't be able to fight your best as long as it's on your mind.
You're right.
What do you got in mind for fun? Any ideas, Dr. P?
Me? A ship that glides through the air. That thing you mentioned before. If it's for real, I want to fly it.
You get to be pilot then. And maybe I'll try my hand at navigation.
Then I'll be engineer.
Nuge?
Captain.
Ah, that's perfect.
You'd let an amateur be captain?
Chill out, Noogster. All you gotta do is shut up and look important. You'll fit the part.
Like a glove.
I'll work you like dogs.
What happened to that pain, I wonder?
She's inside you, sleeping. Well, wakey, wakey! Time to set sail! Your captain and your navigator are waiting.
So now we have another music making minigame, but we're realistically going to skip it. There, like, I basically ran up and was hitting all these different buttons, but essentially you can get to that big electrical gate and just fight another big bad enemy, and then we won't need the music. But basically I was hopping around there pressing all the ones in all the wrong order, so if you want a guide as to how to do that correctly, don't look up this video. But yeah, we're here at another episode of our Final Fantasy X-2 100% guide, getting sweet perfection in one playthrough. Whoa, it's a mouthful. But we're at the end, literally past that electrified gate is Vegnagun and will be the final battle of this game. Now, given that it's a JRPG, there is a lot to go over and go through and have cutscenes in between. So I'm not really going to be talking all that much. Probably this episode or the next episode, apart from just in the in-battle like situations. But essentially, once we have this finished and we beat Vegnagun, we get the Sweet Perfection trophy. We have 100%. And then it's just tidying up the last 4 or 5 trophies or achievements. These trophy or achievements, a lot of them are related to the DLC DLC, extra content, the last mission. So that's basically an awful lot of those. The only one left relating to this game is actually fighting and finding all the different fiends in the game and oversouling all the fiends that can be oversouled. But this is kind of your point of no return. once you decide, okay, I'm going to climb up to the right-hand side here and go through this electric gate, that save point is your last save point. Now, as I say, you are well able and within your rights to go back to the airship, grind up some more levels if you aren't at level 99 like me, or you want to go back and do the V Infinito to get more oversold enemies, etc, etc. Now, as I say, I was jumping around, pressing all the wrong buttons, so it now plays back the music you typed in, and it ends up being all over the place, for me anyway. And because I put it in incorrectly, it triggers another fight with another super boss. Now, as it happens, it then oversouls, so that's kind of handy that if I know, you know, when I load this up after completing Vegnagun, that I'm well able to just go to the Infinito and refight this monster, and it'll then be, you know, oversoulable again. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be this episode, is just getting into the actual fight with Vegnagun. There's actually like multiple stages and phases to this fight that it's going, and then like the end of the game cutscenes are so long that we're going to have to just divide the finale and the penultimate episode into 2 parts basically. So this is like getting to Vegnagun and Shuyin, and then the next episode will be the sweet perfection, obtaining it, etc, etc. But like that, we're at level 99, we have our mascot spheres and all our other dress spheres completely maxed out, so it's not going to be a problem. Like, we're doing 56k, you know, we're in no way, shape or form in trouble.
You had your chance to run.
But yeah, the Azzy Daka is not going to be that much of an issue now. And as I say, we've beaten Trema, so everything else is basically an afterthought, really. So don't be fretting over that. But once we beat Aridaka, we're going to end up in a bunch of different cutscenes, and we're going to end up running through multiple phases of Vegnagun. So strap in for that. But yeah, we got a little fourth wall break, and Riku's like, seems like if we go any further, we're not going to be able to turn back around. So once again, that is your little warning. So I suppose my thing will be, once I reload the game, I'm going to still fight the Aridaka, take it on, get the Oversoul entry, and then return to the ship and continue my monster hunting there. I'm probably going to do an awful lot of that off screen anyway, because realistically it's just using the monster arena or using the V Infinito and just fighting a bunch of wolves, a bunch of elementals, a bunch of flans repeatedly until we get them to Oversoul, and then journeying down to floor 100 and just having a list of all the fiends and ticking them off as you go. Like, it's not complicated, it's just time consuming. And as I say, I might do a little bit with you if you want. But I kind of showed it a bit in the Infinito videos. So just go to Shinra, look at the bestiary and compare it to the bestiary that is like on the wiki or on like another guide, like written down guide as to collecting all the monster hunters. But like, it's literally just the case of, oh, how many different coyotes are there? I'll just probably wander down and make sure I've seen them all. We're going to have some cutscenes here, so I'll chat to you afterwards. Vegnagun's massive as well. Jeepers.
Both Barrel Eye and Vegnagun belong to him now.
Shuyin.
I have a plan. Can't call it a smart one, though.
What's that?
He acts through another's body. Stop the body, and you stop him. I'll shoot Barrel Eye.
No.
His body will be useless, but if we're lucky, he won't die. Shuyun will abandon Barrel Eye. And then he'll come back for me.
What then?
I will die. My body has already been rigged. I'm taking Shuyun with me.
Nuge.
But you're our captain.
Exactly.
I don't like your plan. It sucks. Your plan is awful. Think about it. It's no different than what we did 2 years ago. We destroyed our own allies. We destroyed the Aeons who had fought together with us at our side. We didn't have a choice then. We believed that was the only way we could save Spira. Do you know what it felt like to watch them die? Right before my eyes. It was the only thing we could do. It was the only choice we had. I gave in, I accepted, I believed. I allowed it to be true. I thought I'd be able to go through with it without ever doubting myself. But it hurt so much.
Forgive us.
Everyone was so happy. Great job, Yuna. You did it. You saved us all. There were too many smiles to count. And I know that I was smiling too. But now, when I look back, the people who should be here aren't. The ones who should be smiling with me aren't here.
We had no choice.
We had no choice. Always we had no choice. Those are our magic words. We repeat them to ourselves again and again, but you know, the magic never worked. The only thing we're left with is regret.
Yuna, I'm sorry.
No. I don't want this anymore. I don't want friends to die, or fade away. I don't want battles where we have to lose in order to win. Nuge, I know that what you say is what you mean to do. Give me your resolve. Believe in Yuna.
So you have a plan.
Light?
That's plan B. But before that... Hey, Riku. No matter how monstrous it looks, Vegnagun is still just a machina. So we can take it apart, right?
Yeah, maybe?
You never used to be the think before you act type. What gives?
LeBlanc.
And I never was the wait like a good girl type, isn't that right, Nuji?
Vegnagun can be destroyed. Apsapaza, you better believe it. Wanna know why?
'Cause people built it.
Right! Everyone? It looks like we can stop that thing after all.
Now it's pissed!
Witless little widget, isn't it?
What about Shuyan?
Plan B.
Oh?
Love.
Rupo.
The ultimate illusion.
It'll work. I've come this far to bring Len's feelings to Shuyan. I'm not stopping now.
The power of love conquers all. So romantic. Count me in.
Look!
Ha! It's just bluffing.
This relic's getting rusty.
Yuna, you have your friends.
If we all attack at once, we can do this. We need to split up.
Leave the legs to us.
We've got the torso.
Guess that leaves the tail.
Okay, let's go.
See you later.
So we are going to take it all apart, and spoilers, guys. Do you think they're all going to actually be able to do their part, or is it going to be like a typical D&D party where, yes, sometimes we send the NPCs to go do other stuff, but really we're going to have to be the ones tidying up all the messes? Which, I mean, makes sense. It's like, we're the heroes, we should be heroic, you know? But I'm after popping on, just you'll see there a couple of seconds ago, I popped on and I put the songstress stress sphere in. And that's just so I can have a little thematic moment with Yuna being in songstress when she, you know, confronts Shuyan. I just think it'd have a bit more weight. But as I say, we're going to take down the tail. But as we know, like, we have a very, very strong, you know, set of statistics, set of accessories, and set of dress spheres, so we're not worried.
Ready? Let's kick some tail.
You're on.
Like,
Don't be afraid, Yuna. Your
like,
friends
what's
are your
lovely
strength.
is we end up having, like, little moments with the overview of Roska and Orin and Jack just talking through the far plane to help Yuna. And you'd think if Titus was there that he'd say little words of encouragement, so, you know, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. He's just not in the mood, I guess. And like that, we're seeing the quad 9s, and I'm literally like, oh, what if I just, you know, did the brake power limit? How long would that probably take? Just to zip-zap people around and just actually get their brake damage limit sorted, you know? And once you have an alchemist, or even like a white mage, like if you're using Kiraga, you would probably heal enough, or even if with like Prey, probably you'll be praying fast enough that you'll heal everybody quickly enough to full. But as I say, with our stats like it is, and our break damage limit, you know, we're not going to be under any problem whatsoever. And as I say, just throwing an elixir to pain, just so that she'll be well able to cast Vegnagun again.
Take that!
We're not done yet.
But another mega elixir in our items, that definitely will come in handy. But that is the tail done and dusted. On to the next phase. Because it wouldn't be a JRPG without a multi-phase final boss.
Uni, they're in trouble!
And as I said, you know, yes, they've gone on to do it, but they're not going to be able to finish it themselves.
You want to get the heal?
You can heal us when we get home.
Come on.
So this is really a victory lap, guys. Like, the stress of Trema is nothing, you know, or sorry, this battle is nothing compared to the stress of Trema, is more so what I wanted to say. But yeah, I'm absolutely so proud that we got like the 100% sweet perfection, and I hope people that have been following along, if you could leave a comment either on this episode or the next episode, just to confirm that, like, yes, I'm after getting the sweet perfection, thank you for helping me through this playthrough, etc, etc. Like, I would just love to know that I've been a part of getting people this quite, you know, industrious and, like, tricky trophy achievement, whatever. Like, it's by no means a walk in the park.
What are you doing here? I'll let you have this one. I'm going to go.
How much are you betting Nuji and Gipple are going to be unconscious once we get to their side of things?
LeBlanc never stood a chance against this thing.
Well, we've got a leg up on her.
Oh,
Save
we
the jumps
do.
for later.
But yeah, now we have, you see, these little orby things, and they're basically out of reach in relation to us being able to get damage to them without like a gunner or a gun mage or some sort of AoE situation. Maybe a black sky could work, but you need sort of a spell or something of that nature to make them do damage, you know? But again, once you KO the leg, the other orbs don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But as I say, once the girls are out of their mascot or out of like a more bulky dress sphere, it's amazing how like fragile they become when you're like, oh, actually they only have HP in the 5,000s now.
You can't reach those nodes with a sword.
Alright, Jack, I know, like, relax. But yeah, please leave a comment if you use the guide and you've got to the 100% as well. I would really appreciate that, to be honest. That would be great. But as I say, I'm kind of done moving the girls around their grid now, and I'm just even seeing, oh, I wonder, Arcana, let's see what a black sky does. And as you can see there, it's like, no, it doesn't hit the nodes, So, as I say, we could and should just revert back to the Moogle and just fire at Vegnagun. But Vegnagun can attack the nodes as well, but I'm like, oh, once Vegnagun is down, it doesn't really matter at all, to be honest. 12k from darkness, not bad, but I'm like, yeah, it's not bad, but it's not the damage we could be doing with Moogle Beam. So, swapping Yuna over. But I have a funny feeling Vegnagun is just going to absolutely eviscerate now in a second. And actually having Yuna in Dark Knight isn't bad for like the final situation there. And now we end up with like them doing like their super attack and their regenning. And just going through all these different chain attacks.
So,
Just because
did we get it?
the leg is now gone.
Sure looks that way.
Shake a leg.
Oh, it's so funny. And like the accessories are so mediocre as well. It's like, oh my god, a mithril bangle, I get 60% extra HP. Thanks, Vegnagun. It's like, girl, you could at least be giving us like the 100% HP increasing accessories. But yeah, as per usual, the NPCs are not up to snuff. And now we're going to have to charge Vegnagun. And after this little boss excursion, we're going to finish up the boss run and then have the finale with Shuyin and the closing credits in the next episode, guys. But thanks again so much for the support with this series, and I'm just so excited to show you guys the ending, and like the perfect ending, and like just the happy ending with how it all ends. I won't actually spoil it, but yeah, it's definitely going to be worth the effort. And I want to thank all the people that were like playing along and obviously doing their best to 100% as well, because it is no easy feat. And I know I kind of, you could say, oh, well, like, you didn't face, Paragon, and you used Bribe, etc., etc. But,
it's so big.
I got to the end,
No more climbing.
Could you
oh my
please
God, I was
focus?
so immature. I just had you being like, it's so big, and I'm like,
you know where to strike.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. But we're just hopping the girls through their dresses to get them break damage limit. And once break damage limit is done, we're gonna very quickly get through this boss in a couple of seconds. So, yeah, just Catling Gun once you break damage limit, attack Vegnagun directly. Use Yuna and Dark Knight to actually just take out the two arms at once. They're now completely asleep. And then one broken damage limit attack that'll do in the 50k or 30ks will be enough to just one-shot Vegnagun. Boss finished. On to the finale. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you then.
We did it! Phew. Where's Shooting?
What now?
Maybe we're finished?
Finished indeed.
Verily!
All of Spira is finished.
He's got a plan B too!
He's panicking. Yuna, end it now.
This is it, everybody! Stay focused!